Ain't no way. Didn't think so. Am I live right now? Oh my god, I'm live. Alright. Testing. Titties. Testing. Titties. Testing. God damn. Alright, man. Looks like we're streaming. We're live. That's all I got for you, actually. Test stream. Making sure everything works well. Everything's sparkly. Clean. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Oh, that was easy. While I have you here and I have your attention, there's one thing I wanted to bring to the forefront of consciousness. Yours, mine, theirs, them's, they's, ours. The forefront of the consciousness in the world. And what is that? What is that? You know, as the world's richest man once said, if there's something about life that we're missing, we know there's something about life that we're missing. We don't know what it is. But the truth of the matter is, of what we're missing, is that it is right in front of us. It's right on our face. It's right in our sight, so close to our face, we can't see it. And it's because it's like, it is us. We are the mystery. Your life is a riddle. You should be looking at your life as it's trying to tell you something, and you need to figure out what it's trying to say. And you do. You unlock levels of your mind and of experience that enrich your being and soul in a way that is inexpressible through language. And that is the fundamental blueprint of life. Not really. I mean, there's more to it. I mean, we can dig and extrapolate and keep going, but that is really, like, for the life as we have known it so far, that's the blueprint. You need to look at this as some kind of mystery and dive into the mystery. Born into a mystery, and you'll die into a mystery Unless that is you die before you die into the mystery of mysteries, so that which when you die into the mystery, it is not a mystery, it is a known fact. It is an expectation and an over, inner standing of reality and what is to come in the world beyond. The thing that is right on our face, as elongated muskrat once said, it's right in front of us. It's so obvious. It's so obvious we're missing it big time, and it has to do with consciousness and the fundamental nature of reality. Reality. This was just to be a test. This was just supposed to be a test, but turns out I had something to say. It's right on our face. Right? It's right on our face. It is the fabric. It's like your spine and your brain stem, your whole brain and skull, and especially the outer layers and especially the inner layers, especially that interior chamber filled with liquid. I forget what it is called technically, but the corpus callosum. Fuck. We're getting to it. See, I always have this problem of my camera freezing in the middle of the stream, and if I don't notice and turn it on and back off, then here we are. What is that on our face? You know, my good friend Jonas Trombetta once said, it's crazy that not just that we're alive, but that anything exists at all. Have you ever sat and meditated upon the truth that something exists instead of nothing? What the fuck? That's the biggest mind melt of them all. And that is just the Genesis. And it's important that we read these texts about Genesis because they address these issues and these concepts in a teleological manner that allows us to, get a faint whisper of an idea of what the higher intelligence did at the beginning of creation. My favorite are probably, I don't know. I'm not going to pick favorites, but there's a world of traditions out there that you will read and it will enrich your life and experience because these ancient people knew about this mystery of life. That was their whole purpose, was to unveil the mystery and unveil the riddle at the center of existence, at the center of your soul, man. Woman, this isn't a joke. This isn't time to dilly-dally, to waste and wither away doing degenerative things. This is a time to build. It's easy to know what's right when you're doing what's wrong. You can take that to the bank. Let's see, are we doing it? Jonas, man, if you're out there, if you're listening, dude, that night that you were saying that, I saw some crazy shit in the sky. Alright, listen to this. It's not that great of a story, but it's one of my two good, unidentified spatial phenomenon UFO stories. It's not that great of a story, but I don't know. Here's my experience. What happened to me? We were all on the shores, 5 or 6 of us, on the shores of Lake Superior, looking at the fucking stars, and Jonas is, I don't know, I think he's tripping on some saffron root, and he's just like, how does anything exist? How does anything exist in the first place? Like, it's crazy that something exists. How did the matter, how did the energy, how did everything, where did everything, how does it exist, man? Where did it come from? How did it get put together? How did it arrange itself? And and once you answer that, then we can maybe approach the concept of fucking organic life, organic matter. I should say intelligent life. Then we can approach even just life, DNA. We can't even approach the answer to some of these questions without starting out at square one. And we live in a culture, in a world where square one is a fantasy. It's a conspiracy theory. It's you don't talk about square one because that's silly, and we have work to do, and we got bills to pay, and mouths to feed, and reputations to uphold, man. And I gotta keep this fucking job. So I'm not going to say anything crazy about the Jewish people on the internet. And we got identity, it's all wired into this cultural fabric. This intercessory fiction between us and reality. And the truth, the reality. There's a matrix in between us. And that matrix is like that thing that takes the place of the thing that's right in front of your face. That is the obvious. That is the true. That, like, it's your fucking hand, dude. Look at your goddamn hand. On that very night. I didn't even finish. On that very night, we're on the shores of Lake Superior. Jonas, why do we exist? I'm like, well, dude. Oh, God, I don't remember the exact conversation, but it boiled down to... Well, let me try to recall for the people. It was... Jonas was talking about... We were talking about God and something about God, and I was like, well, bro, that's why they say that the first name, the first name and the last name, God's got two middle names. The first name of God in Hebrew is Yhwh, which means hand. And so you just look at your hand and you should know. I mean, in the Hebrew mystery schools, the Sephardic Jews, the mystically inclined Jewish folk, they teach this. The body is the temple of the God, and you have God embedded in your body, and you look at the hand and you've got the geometry and the knowledge and the understanding of higher intelligence in the geometry and makeup of your hand. It extends to the whole body. This is a science that predates the Jews. It predates every civilization because it is the knowledge of the cosmos. It is the ultimate knowledge that you are God. You are the universe. You are the universe contained. Oh, this is not an advertisement. In itself. And it is the direct exploration of your own universe that will lead to the evolution of the soul, the mind, the body, the species, collective betterment of the world. It is like it's like you don't have to do it. You're doing it regardless whether you think you are or not. That is evolving the soul. But when you do it consciously and actively, that is what they say is the purpose of life. When you do that, when everybody starts doing that, when everybody is acting accordance to the soul's truth, then all things fall into this perpetually serendipitous flow that leads to abundance. It leads to heaven on earth. But we're not in that flow. And so the universe sends us crazy signs about the vastness and the true complexity of what it really is, to try to break the brainwashing that we've been brought up with in our worlds as this, as the lower class, because this knowledge exists. This knowledge exists with the elite, but in the working class, this is where step one is obfuscated, is where it is occulted. It's hidden from the slave class. And, the higher intelligence, it is beneficent. It is ultimate love, and it wants everybody to succeed. And it's giving us, it's interacting with us throughout our lives in ways that cause us to react in a more authentic manner. And it challenges us. And it breaks our conceptions about reality itself. God will use Maya to break your conception of Maya. And that's what happened there on the beach. When I was looking at this star system, Jonah's wondering how anything exists, and I'm telling him about the hand of God and the hidden hand. And I'm looking at this star system, looking at Andromeda. I love looking at Andromeda. It's just got an easy pattern. I recognize it. It's always there whenever I look up. It's one of the ones I learned in school. I don't know. It's just always there. And, it kind of looks like a W, and I always felt like there should be another star at the end of that to complete this. It'd just be more symmetrical, it'd be more pleasing to the eye. One day I was looking at it, or that night I was looking at it, and I was looking at the star on the end. And I realized, I didn't realize, but what happened was it went out as I was looking directly at it. It completely disappeared. And the second that it did that, I realized, I calculated where I was looking in space, and I was like, I'm looking at Andromeda, and I'm looking at that spot that I always look at and imagine it'd be good if there was another star there to fix the symmetry of the constellation, right? So I'm trying to edit the heavens over here. And I realized, I was like, wait a second, that star's never been there, because I've always been cognizant and conscious of it. I'm like, oh shit, that thing's never been. I was like, immediately I said, yo, that fucking star just went out right in front of my eyes. And everybody was like, what? Really? Didn't really fucking care. I'm sure nobody cares now, but I'm saying this for the record. That it could have been. I'm, for one, honestly not in the UFO circle. I'm not a big fan of these orbs and these moving lights, and I've seen a lot of that shit, but I don't think it is any indication of the truth, to be honest. I think it serves a purpose, but it's not really where we're supposed to be focusing our attention or our energy. And in a lot of cases, God knows what the fuck is going on up there. You can't tell anything now. Project Bluebeam, all the goddamn drones, fucking just there's chemicals to cause mass hallucinations. So you can't believe your own eyes, but that's also not a new concept. This goes back, man. You don't perceive with your senses the truth. The truth comes from an experience within which moves through you. And then you know it. It becomes a part of you. it's almost like a place out there in the universe. So like you go visit and you come back, but it's not out there in the universe. It's in here, in your mind, in your consciousness. One must take the backward step, as the Taoist said. Take the backward step and you will undress reality. So that is something as a species that we need to acknowledge and do. Like, we need to do it. And we need to cultivate it with the children. So you can understand, that's my concept of a righteous world. A world moving in the right direction, is where people are in touch with their selves. You can see how far away we are from that. So that's what I'm drinking to highlight. Anyways, this was a test. All testing must cease immediately. The end is nigh. Make sure you tie yourself down to the earth, because I was told in a dream that all the gravities can be rapidly let go. And unless you're tied down, you're not going to make it. So tie your beds down too. Tie everything down. Spread the word.